AAN came about because the government made a decision that regulatory colleges and associations had to be separate. And we made the decision to have an organization that was inclusive of all the nursing designations in Alberta.
It's really critical, and we're seeing that right now, how important the voice of nursing is, mostly because we don't have a voice of nursing. We're not seeing where nursing is at the decision-making table of all of the changes that are happening in the province right now, and it's something we've been advocating for, that we need to see nursing there.
In Alberta, there's over 56,000 regulated nurses. Nurses are well-educated, patient-oriented, practical, and caregivers. I think the better question is, why don't nurses have a stronger voice in healthcare redesign, in healthcare leadership, in healthcare decisions across the province?
Nursing makes up about 50% of the care team in a public healthcare center. It provides about 80% of the care. And it's critical to the success of the healthcare system that nurses and other health professionals' voices are at the table and part of decision-making, so that decisions that are made align with the reality of what goes on and what works for nursing and for good patient outcomes.
Nurses, while being on the front line and doing the lion's share of patient care, are often, in my opinion, disrespected by government and by those that employ them. So I think that AAN is really trying to advocate for a better relationship with government and those that are responsible politically for managing the healthcare system, in this case in Alberta.
And I think that that's unique in Canada, that we started from a point of inclusivity, because it doesn't divide us. It gives us one voice with government, it gives us one voice with the public, and I think that's really important in this time and place.
Nurses are natural problem solvers, and they go into nursing because they're passionate about the people that they care for and about their job. And so being given an opportunity to make a difference and to improve the workplace and help patients usually keeps people more engaged in their career, less likely to burn out, and more effective at their role.
Association value is underestimated by a lot of people because they don't realize the value of the networking, professional development, the annual conference, to just gain a broader understanding of different people and different roles across the province.
The AAN is an association that was built by nurses for nurses, and I feel like our conference is like that as well. The vast majority of presenters that we have coming to talk to nurses are nurses themselves. There's so many nurses in our province doing fantastic work, and it's really just a place to connect, to re-energize, and really just kind of get back to the basics of why we became nurses in the first place. It's not just about caring for people, it's about supporting patients, supporting community, it's about collaborating and networking, learning together. And I think that the AAN conference does that for nurses in the province, and really proud of what we're able to accomplish over the course of 2 days.
There is a focus on complementing nurses. We can all complement one another in the delivery of healthcare. We don't need to compete with one another. Every different professional designation within nursing is really good at some things. There's LPNs that far exceed the capabilities that I have as a psychiatric nurse in some areas, and vice versa. We all have something to offer, and we can all bring something to the table, and the association really fosters that collaborative nature.
I think it's really important that AAN is acknowledging nurses and valuing nurses in Alberta. We really need it. I think nurses at times don't feel valued within the system, and we really want nurses to feel valued. We want them to be able to see themselves in the association and see where they fit within the system, and encourage nurses who are, maybe working on the front lines to see other opportunities. Nursing is this great profession. You don't have to get into one position and one role and spend your whole career there. You can be in frontline clinical care, and then you can be teaching nurses, and then you can be doing research. You could end up being the CEO of the Alberta Association of Nursing. All of this is just part of a really great career that's open to nurses, and we really want to light that fire and just remind nurses of all of the opportunities they have.
You get to know what's happening in nursing. When you're at the bedside or wherever you are, you don't really know what's really happening unless you get involved with these associations, and that's why I got involved too, because I wanted something that was happening in the nursing world and outside the nursing world. And these associations bring us that knowledge wherever we are.
AAN provides some really great webinars in addition to the annual conference. So the webinars I find are really timely. They talk about issues that nurses really want to know about, or they give nurses tools to deal with what's going on in their work lives and personal lives. And so I think the content is really valuable.
Members are able to join us for the webinar. We run them over a lunch hour, but they're also able to download the webinars afterwards and watch them. And they're a great way to kind of keep up your professional development and use that sort of towards hours and education requirements for your registration. Another thing we do is the newsletters, and we're trying to be more and more robust in the stories that are there. And recent newsletters have had more articles, sometimes written by nurses or about nursing things going on in Alberta, or linking to other research that's going on in Canada and linking our members to it. So we're really trying to add those elements, and we're getting good feedback from our members. Members are finding real value in that, and I think it's really a great way to bring nurses together.
A couple of years ago, we looked into renting a car. It was going to be about $1,500. So I looked into one of the personal cost savings benefits that AAN supports for members, and we actually saved $1,000. So it was significant savings. It more than paid for my membership to the AAN. It really makes a membership worthwhile.
You know, the member benefits are not the big reason for joining, but those add up over time, and I think they make a nice addition to why you joined in the first place.
It matters a lot to me because this isn't really about me. It's about the collective voice of nursing in Alberta. And that's why I'm interested in supporting AAN to the best of my ability, because I believe in what we're doing.
All of us together need to pull together and use the strength of each individual voice and that synergy to impact change in Alberta.